Hello everyone, it's Michael here from Trading Institutional Order Flow. It's Sunday, the 19th of March 2017. I just thought I'd take a quick look at the markets as we prepare for the week. The market's already open. They open 9 o'clock my time. Our clocks go back next weekend. So I just wanted to look at weekly charts and prepare us for the week. We'll probably look at daily charts later on in the week as well. Um, so welcome to the new members, Banani. I will answer your question in this video as well. I see that. I wanted to say a big shout out to a new poster, a couple of new posters on the thread, starting with VPJ. I've never been so appreciative of a post. I'm really grateful for all the kind words that you said, VPJ, and I hope it goes well for you. You hopefully will find a lot of traders here willing to help. Just ask your questions and interact with the people here. There are a lot of great people here, Mr. Fibbo, Bleeze, Elios. They're great people who will help out, and you'll develop as time goes on. Just pace yourself and don't try to get it all in one day. Okay, welcome to TIOF. iMarkets Live, welcome to you too. Thank you for the kind words as well. Hopefully we can meet someday, maybe soon. Who knows? Thank you very much to all of you, everyone else who continues to post and share on the thread. It's been fun. Um, yes. So Mr. Banani or Mrs. Banani, I'm not sure. I think it's a Mr. Um, regarding gaps, let's take a look at your picture. Yes, so the gaps are the biggest representation of an imbalance that you will find in the market. So we treat gaps as full candles. So you see this gap here, you just imagine that this is one whole candle because that's really what it is. It's a case of the only reason that this gap would have happened is because nobody was willing to participate at the prices that were here. The next place that anyone who wanted to sell would find buyers was down in here. So this is where the buy happened, and then they took it higher. So they took out the sellers who were up here, people who were selling down. They took out sellers in here. The next place they found significant amount of sell orders was up in here, and that's why you've had the fall down um, since then. Okay, so I hope that answers the question on gaps, and it's whether it's inside gap, outside gap, novice gap, pro gap. The gaps are treated the same way. The way you would treat a professional gap is very different to the way you would treat a novice gap, though. So be mindful of that one. Okay, so let's look at the weekly charts quickly. We'll start with the euro because I know a lot of you are looking at that. As with the euro, as you can see, we've had the end of the momentum to the downside, and we already have demand already causing this rally in price. We're beginning to see prices move up, so we're looking now for potential entries on the euro to go long, especially if you take a look at the dollar. The dollar looks like the path of least resistance for the dollar on the weekly itself is to the downside. If you guys remember the last video or a couple of videos ago that I did, I showed you the corollary to the euro, which is the dollar, the opposite to it. Again, for the dollar, the momentum ended to the upside, and we've had prices reacting off of the supply zone that was created. And we'll see if it gets a bit more traction to the downside. That will help the euro to continue rallying. So watching the euro on smaller time frames for buying opportunities. Probably not in here because you probably find some selling in here, but maybe a bit lower down, down in here. Excuse the croaky voice. For the Aussie, as you can see, the Aussie has hit demand and has rallied up. We're back into these highs. We still have this big zone, but I'll just draw the top part of it. That whole area still holding up price and preventing the rally. So looks like we're going to give it another shot to see if we can get up through there. But for us, for the fresh area of sellers that we're looking out for is there. So it looks like we have some room to go. So again, buy mode, especially again as the dollar is looking slightly weak, at least on the on the weekly chart as well for the Aussie. On the Aussie yen against the Japanese economy, here we go. We still have that supply working itself off. Prices have been basing here for several weeks now. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 11 weeks almost in this area, all held up by that. So at the moment, really, there isn't that much um, to do in this market. So we'll just move on from that one. Um, and for this one, let me just take out all these lines. Let's do a fresh one. Again, we have a big one there. Looking at that, that's the supply zone. We have the demand zone there. We are forming, we haven't finished it yet. We are forming something in here, but it's not complete yet, so I won't include that in there. So this is the current scenario that we have for the Aussie New Zealand. Let's take a look at the oil. Let's take a look at oil. So we can see that oil has come into this area here and is being held up. We have some demand down in here. It's not the greatest, but it's definitely demand. We're seeing this market gently rolling over. We had that big day last week when the crude oil news came out apparently. And so we're kind of just there now, nothing really to do in this market. Um, the trend and momentum, they're all pretty much still up. There will be sellers up in here. If we rally back up into here, there will be some sellers up in here because of that big move. So you might want to watch out for that one as well. Um, pick a pair. Gold. Should we take a look at gold? See what gold is doing. So gold has come into weekly demand and is rallying up. This is just, there's really no supply that I would be interested in at these levels up until here. So that should tell us something about gold. As shocking as it seems, it looks like the path of least resistance for gold is up. So we'll see. Again, the dollar trade will help this because again, they're usually, not always, usually inversely correlated. Let's take a look at the dollar against the yen. So we are stuck in between these two levels. It's been a very tight range for this market so far, so that's why we haven't had that much movement for several weeks now. And until something gives way here, it's a wait and see. So nothing really there either. Let's take a look at my currency. So we have a lot of talk about Brexit and what's going to happen for us as traders. Here we go. That's the supply zone we're looking at above current price. We have some buying happening down in here. We have to go way back to get any sort of um, demand to be right at the lows down in here. So looks like you can see the distance. It's very scrunched up, but I hope you can see it. It's still a bit of a ways to go. So who knows what's going to come out of this? Are we going to rally up? Are we going to rally down? We don't know. It's not necessary to know. We can always just make our decisions when the big boys in the market decide which way they want to go. And then the pound yen, the dragon, hit that again. Not really a good swing trading market at the moment. Definitely not. Taking a look at the New Zealand US. Again, this one is coming into this. It's in a sideways range, so right now you're at the bottom of the range, so it's definitely not a place to be looking to be a seller. If you want to sell, better to sell up in here. Just out of curiosity, let's take a look here. So you'd be probably, if I was going to buy it, I would probably be looking down in here somewhere for a buy. Alright guys, I'm going to stop the video there. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great week. Trade safe. God bless.